So, welcome to the Woke Nation, our nation of factual truth, where we feel free to share knowledge and spread the knowledge of factual truth without fear, without favor, and without faint. Where we encourage us to live our lives and live it well through the knowledge of factual truth, because it's our lives. And personally, I encourage you to live your life. You were born to live your own life. Your life is eternal. You ought to enjoy it. Okay. So, continuing on the series of Bible study, today we're going to study Genesis chapter 4. Genesis chapter 4. Um, and they say Cain murders Abel, But Cain was not the first person to murder a living being in the Bible. The first murderer in the Bible was God or is God. You can read it in Genesis chapter 3, verse 21, right? Let me see, verse 21. The same thing they said, also for Adam and Eve, his wife, the Lord God made tunics of skin and clothed them. So instead of God to say, let there be cover, you know, the same way he said, let there be light, and there was light. And they call other things into existence as they said. But when it comes to something that will make you say, okay, reality now, God was unable to do that. The same thing happened at the birth of Jesus. If God actually created Adam, he would have created Jesus without impregnating a woman. You get that? So, and the skin is your cover. The skin is your cover. It covers you. It covers your organs. That's what skin is all about. You don't need another clothes to cover you. Your skin is your cover. Your hair, all of them are your cover. Because you are not created, you were born perfect. You are a perfect being. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing you are doing or you're supposed to be doing as a being, living being, that is wrong. Everything wrong today with people is God concept. Without God concept, nothing is wrong with anybody. So that's where we are today. We start with this Cain murders Abel, and God watched all these things happen. He did not do anything. Verse 1 says, now, that's after God chased Adam and Eve out of the garden. He put angels with flaming sword to bar them from coming back to eat the tree of life, because they have knowledge. Knowledge will always lead you to life. Knowledge will never lead you to heaven. Knowledge will never lead you to God. Knowledge will never lead you to hell. Knowledge will not lead you to any spiritual world. Knowledge will never lead you to any ancestors you believe you worship or you call on. Knowledge will never lead you to any spirit you believe that exists. Knowledge will never lead you there, because they don't exist. Knowledge will only lead you to what exists, like life. Life is real. You were born with that brain so that you can know everything about life. Say now, Adam knew Eve, his wife. This should teach you that Bible is for adults, not for children. Children are not supposed to read the Bible or look into the Bible or be told any part of the Bible, because it's rated R. We don't allow our children, to watch rated R movies. So why are we allowing them to read the rated R Bible? That's why I say Adam knew Eve, his wife. Adam has been known Eve, his wife. But what they're talking there is sex. In other words, Adam had sex with his wife. That is the right word to put there. But because it is adult thing, they put it there. Adam knew his wife or Eve all this while. He has been with Eve. Some people will tell you, maybe he slept with her. That's another thing you will see in the other version of the Bible. He said that he slept with her. That's what he said here. But it's supposed to be he had sex with her, because that's the only way a woman can conceive. A woman cannot conceive because you sleep with her on the same bed. A woman cannot conceive because you knew her. A woman can only conceive when you have sex with her. Okay, so now Adam has sex with his wife, and she conceived and bore Cain, and said, who said, is it Adam or Eve that said, okay, let's say Eve conceived and bore Cain and said, I have acquired a man from the Lord. That's a lie. No one can acquire any child, any man or any woman from any God. Children does not come from God. Children is what we have through sex. And sex is not a spiritual thing. It is not a bad thing. It is not a sin. And sex is not limited to, it must be between a man and a woman. It's not so in nature. Sex is normal thing, normal natural thing. For a woman to conceive and bear a child, it must be through sex, or a sperm must be injected in her. And whatever sperm you inject in a woman, she will, if she conceive it, she will put to bed. So understand that your children only come through sex. That's how you came. Don't tell me you don't know how you came into existence. Religious people created that confusion of nobody knows how you came into existence. It's by God created you. You tell them there is no God. You say, then how do you come into existence? You know how you, I'm a father. I know how I have become a father. I did not become a father because somebody prayed for me. I did not become a father because I fasted and prayed and God gave me a child. No, I had sex with a woman. She conceived and have that child. So understand that no one acquired any man or woman from any God. Anyone that tell you that children are from God, they is lying to you. Or tell you that children are reward or blessing. This is why you see many people, poor people, frustrated people, still fighting to have children in their poor condition, giving birth to children that the rich ones will use to for their campaign, for their rituals and all that. Don't you see that rich people don't use their own children for rituals? They use the children of the poor people. Poor people send their children to go buy something, send them on errand, boom. The rich ones send their tout and go kidnap them, boom, come. Rich men don't use their own children for their businesses, for their works. Their children stay in the house relaxing. I think Chibuike says something about that in his one of his posts. He's a rich man. The children of rich men don't go and be suffering. They don't beg their father for food. He provides for them. He got what it takes. They look at you, a child of God, children of God. You are fasting and praying for God to answer you. You need a husband. You need money. You are praying for God to your father, a rich. In fact, he said that this God is able to supply all your need according to his riches in glory. In the New Testament, in the Old Testament, he say you on his mountain, God will provide. Have you seen anywhere God provided for people that gather to worship him? Never. Muslims go to Mecca, Christians go to Jerusalem, they go many places every Saturday. Jews go to synagogue, Friday Muslims go to mosque, Sunday Christians go to church. Yet God has not supplied any of their need. After all that, their prayers and worship, they come back struggling with you to make a living, because nobody receives anything from God. You cannot acquire anything from God, including the salvation you are preaching or believing. You cannot acquire. God cannot save you from anything. A God that cannot give you a plate of food for breakfast cannot give you anything else. Cannot. Whether you say it's a spiritual thing or whatever, God cannot give you anything. No one received a child or children from God. Verse 2, then she bore again. Not God gave her again. God never give any child. You must have sense to have children or go and do IVF, but not from any God. Don't you see children of God going for IVF? If God gives children, there will be no church member who will be saying, oh, yeah, we waited for many years before we don't know. Those many years they waited, they were going to hospital, they were telling them what to do, what drug to take, how the type of life they're supposed to be living now just to conceive. Then she bore again, this time his brother Abel. Now, Abel was a keeper of sheep, but Cain was a tiller of the ground. And in the process of time, Edahosa, Ayo, they used to preach with this topic, in the process of time. When we gather as ministers of God that time, in the process of time, there's a process. God will come through. There's a process. You have to go bullshit. If God exists, you don't need the process of time because man created time, not God. If there's a process of time for your God to act, that means that your God is man-made. And that's where I stand. Every God is man-made, including your God. Including you that said you are God. You were made. You were born. Yeah, you were made. Every God is man-made. And that's why I don't need any God. And I will never worship any God. It doesn't matter what you think will happen to me. Whatever you think will happen to me is happening more to you. I am living better than you because I'm not living by faith. I'm living by sight. You are living by faith. And your faith is your problem. Yes, if you are a believer, you are suffering because of your faith. Because faith is rooted in fear. And fear comes with what? Torment. Fear torments believers. The fear of God is the beginning of your torment, not wisdom. There is no wisdom in fear. There's no wisdom with fear. Did you read what I just read? Now, Abel was a keeper of sheep, but Cain was a tiller of the ground. They did not send their children to go learn work from any other person or any other place. They did not send their children to school. They did not. Because school is for indoctrination. They gave birth to their children. He said, Abel was a keeper of the sheep, and Cain was a tiller of the ground. What are you doing to feed yourself, to take care of yourself? You must not go to school to be able to live your life. The Bible, hey, if you want something there, go take. Yeah, you know it's the new one. So you have that charger, right? The C charger, you have it. Yeah, it's the same thing with iPad. Okay. Mm. You see, that's our daughter. She's working, so I didn't receive her from God, although she's still a church girl. So look at it, verse 2. Cain and Abel were not depending on their parents to take care of them. No, they find something doing. That's how it's supposed to be. All these things, you send your children to school while you go to work. You are not living with your children. There's no parents today that will come and say they live with their children, including myself, because we were raised to send our children to school and religious places. Then when they come back, we claim we live with our children. Do you know what those children are going through there? You send them. Huh? Do you know what those children are, what the trauma they went through is? Some children are suffering because of the experience they had in the school. I was a victim of that. That's why. And I didn't want to pass it down to another one. No. Your children don't supposed to go to learn anything from outside. They're supposed to be from you. You are the one that gave birth to them. They're supposed to live with you, learning from you. So before you have a child or children, what are you doing for a living? You have a child. Oh, my children are going to school to become doctor. Are you a doctor? You are not. But you send them to become a doctor. Whether they like it or not, you force them, they go there. Some of them make it, some of them fail. And so for those of you that be rejoicing like what you did, they work for you. How about others that fail in the same thing? But because that rugged individualism, you be like, yeah, God, and the choosing one. I'm blessed. Yeah. I don't blame you. You can never rule over me. No matter your level of education, you must be by force for you to rule over me. I cannot consciously accept you as my leader, as my head, as my... No, you are not. We are here together. Then why are you ruling over me? To rule over somebody is a curse. That's why he said that God cursed the woman and said that her husband will rule over her. It's a curse for somebody to be your leader. That means your brain is not working. It's just like how they do it in the court. They say if you stand by yourself, they say no, they say you need a lawyer. Why? Because they said you are a novice in the court. Although you know the case, you even have evidence, but you still need a lawyer because they can lie against your tangible evidence and you still lose the case. Many people are suffering today because of that. They lost the case, although they have evidence to win the case, but the lawyers know how to twist. They can even have private meeting and decide that. Just quote one place in the law, you don't even understand. Boom. What are you doing for a living before you decide to have that child, those children? You don't care. You are raising children to be your debtors. They own you for life. Even after you die, your children still own you. Every year they must do anniversary of your life. That's evil. Your children don't supposed to owe you anything. They don't supposed to be paying you any part of type of homage. They created all these things and mess us up. Look at how we are living today. What you are doing for a living, that's what your children are supposed to continue doing. Not you sending your children to school. That's why they mess us up today. We can't build anything ourselves anymore. All of us are educated, and we're educated to chase money. We were raised to chase God and chase money. Chasing money, that's what we are doing. I am so. What is your father? What is your mother doing? If they're not doing the same thing we are doing, no, they didn't live with you. You went to school and learned all that bullshit, and you have to live your life like the same way they send you to school to go land there. So live your life and go your way. The verse 3. And in the process of time, it came to pass that Cain brought an offering of the fruit of the ground to the Lord. What did Cain bring as an offering to God? Of the fruit of the ground, because Cain was a tiller of the ground. Why are you giving God money when you are not working in the bank? The only person that's supposed to give God money is somebody that is working in the bank. What you're supposed to give to God, if you must give to God, is what you are doing. If you are working in oil company, oil is what you're supposed to give to God. Cain was a tiller of the ground, and of that ground, the fruit of that ground is what he gave to God. Abel also, verse 4, Abel also brought of the first fruit of his flock and of their fat. Both Cain and Abel, they brought those things from what they are doing, not from their salary. Not from their salary. Stop giving part of your salary to God because you work for it. The reason why they tell you Cain and Abel gave to the Lord, because they will tell you God is the one that created the ground for them. God is the one that created the flock. Did they buy it? But look at you now. Are you a tiller of the ground? Are you a herder? Are you a keeper of sheep? No. Whatever it is you are doing for a living, that's what you're supposed to be giving to God, if that God exists. But today they have monetized everything. You even sell your product and use the money and take the money to say you are giving to God. You are doing the wrong thing. And the Lord respected Abel and his offering, but he did not respect Cain and his offering. God is a partial God. Cain came first, God ignored his offering. Abel came second, God accepted his offering. Even if, let's say, Cain brought wrong thing, although there's no place he said Cain brought any wrong thing, but you know how they used to interpret it to us in Bible class or Sunday schools. They will tell you because he brought wicked one or Bible. No, or God will check his heart. It's not in the Bible. Cain did not bring any wrong offering. He bring offering from what he's doing. Abel brought offering from what he's doing, but because God is the foundation of partiality, of supremacy, of hierarchy, he chose Abel offering and he rejected Cain's offering. What a wicked father God is. How dare you? Your children came, they hustled, they struggled and came with something, and then you chose, okay, I choose this one, I don't like this one. What type of father? Many spiritual and religious fathers are like this. They are like this to their children. They have favorite among their children. That's why I was upset at my siblings. I never planned in life that me and my siblings, like I will share in our land properties, I will get more than them. I know it is culture and tradition that the firstborn, which I happen to be, must inherit double than others. But I called them, I said, no, now our father has died. Then, we will share it, take one, the remaining one, we sell it or whatever we decide to do with it. But they decided to go different ways. I know our culture and tradition, and I don't want to go with many of them because I know they are rooted in slavery or partiality. But these stupid people who I call my siblings decided to kick against that. Then do you expect me to succumb to their foolishness? I will never do that. Then they decided that I decided, okay, let me show you people that I know the culture and tradition. In Igbo culture and tradition, when the father dies without sharing the properties, it is the sole duty of the firstborn son to share those properties. And is whatever he gives to you is the one you will have. Some wicked firstborn will say they are seizing everything, and there's nothing you can do. Go anywhere in the court, they will tell you have to go and be loyal to him if you want him to favor, because he is the father now over you. I'm the father over my siblings. But check it, God, a partial God. You cannot, be wise and not hate partiality. Majority of you support partiality because you are practicing it. But at least say the truth. That you are practicing something wrong doesn't mean you should be saying it's right. Say what it is, but this is what the system has forced us to embrace. Okay. I know money is everything. But can I buy something to eat without money? No. They say everything must be money now. It must be money. But before money was invented, people were living better. But today, see where we are today. Because of money, we kill one another. Because of money, we betray one another. Because of money, Igbo people are denying their Igbo-ness. Because of money. Because if they say they are Igbo, the Nigerian government will be against them, oppressing them the more. It's happening. If you don't have money in your family today, you are useless to your siblings. The reason why my siblings maybe is trying to come back because I'm in America making dollars. If I am frustrated in life as a firstborn and not making it, none of them will look at my, who is that one? But I don't fear their fear. I don't live like them. I'm free. I'm free myself. That doesn't mean I have freedom because I cannot move around as I want. We're still in the system. But let us call a spade, not a garden tool to favor us or to favor our belief. Majority of you coming to argue with me online is because you are arguing in favor of your beliefs. I hate anything belief. I want us to know because that's how we can live better. God did not respect Cain and his offering. What wicked God is that? And you will tell me to respect that God. A God that many parents today don't respect their children. Let me say about it because the more this thing goes, it's bringing a lot of things to me. Parents don't respect their children. Especially, let me talk the people I know in Africa, especially in Igbo land. Parents don't respect their children. Parents raise and treat their children as their slaves. You owe your parents till they die. I said it before, let me say it again. Even after death, they say you still owe your parents. You must be paying homage to them. That's why I see some of them, they cannot agree the sayings of their parents. My father said, my mother said, but it doesn't make sense. You still believe in it makes sense. He said he did not respect Cain and his offering. God is wicked. There's no way you can tell reasonable person that this God is wise. He respected Abel and his offering, but did not respect Cain and his offering. If you are the one, you will be angry, unless you are stupid. That's why I was angry and still angry at my siblings. Our father disrespected us. Even as grown-ups, our father went behind us with one of our siblings to give out a land to a church without contacting the firstborn. You don't do such thing in Igbo land. But you see me make any noise? No. But I went to the pastor of that church, also called their GO because it's our brother too. He did not pick up, he never called me back. But we are going now. I'm not among the people that you can intimidate with money or with the connection you have. I've been to wherever you think you can lock up people. I've been all of there, so it don't move me. I'm not a learner. I'm not new to being locked up. If you see my back, you will see a lot of scars there. But think about it. Because of this, Cain was very angry and his countenance fell. Thanks to God. Still check the children of God today, people of God. Many of them, the poor ones among them, are suffering from depression and stress because they are angry. God is not blessing them. Why God is blessing other people? Their pastor is having private jet. Why they don't even have private bicycle? You think that thing is not making them angry? That's why when they catch a thief, they burn that thief alive. Because they are angry. My God is not blessing me, and you're coming to steal the one I'm struggling to get. You must be killed. Till today, they're still killing people they caught committing anything. Yet these people still worshiping the God that failed to bless those people. You will kill your brother for stealing. But the God that did not bless that your brother to stop him from stealing, you still worship that God. You kill your brother you cannot see, but to worship a God you cannot see. Faith is your problem. And the Cain was very angry. Who wouldn't be very angry unless you are stupid? The reason why you see religious people happy in their faith is because they are stupid. But if you are wise, why should there be demarcation between you? Why should some brothers rich, some brothers poor? Yet all of you are worshiping the same God. Think now. Think now. And you will see them have the God to say, that my God is not a partial God. Genesis chapter 4. God was a partial God to to Cain. And Cain did not hide it because he was wise. If you read the story of Adam and Eve, Cain and Abel, Cain, you will see that Cain is the wise one among them. Maybe follow the path of his mother because Eve was wiser than Adam in the Bible. And that's why they hate Eve till tomorrow. Unless Eve wake up and say enough is enough. So the Lord God said to Cain, verse 6, why are you angry? You see, that God got some nerves, man. You make somebody angry. You know why he's angry. You're asking him again, why are you angry? The same nonsense things do today. You present factual truth on social media. They will come and say, when you respond to their nonsense, they say, why are you angry? Oh, why are you upset? Why are you angry at God? Why are you this? Why are you that? You are stupid. You know why? Because there is no God, you're insisting there is God. Because you are suffering, you're insisting there is God. Because somebody tell you there is no God, you come there saying there is God. Yes, you cannot show that God. And you say that person is angry. Why are you angry, Ken? And why has your countenance fallen? If you do well, hear that. Oh, you are suffering because you didn't do well. He said, if you do well, will you not be accepted? Did you read anywhere that God tell Cain what to do, but Cain failed to do it? He brought offering from what he's doing. Abel also brought offering from what he's doing. Now you are laying allegation against him or condemning him, saying that if you do well, will you not be accepted? And if you do not do well, sin lies at your door. That is the first time sin is mentioned in the Bible. Who mentions sin first time in the Bible? God. Have I not been telling you that God is origin of sin? Without God, there is no sin. That's why their book tells you, without the law of God, you are not a lawbreaker. You are a sinner because you believe in God. If you don't believe in God, you are not a sinner. I am not a sinner. I cannot sin. It is impossible for a natural man to sin. It is impossible for a natural woman to sin. You must be spiritual or religious to sin. And what is sin to spiritual and religious people? Everything natural is sin to them. Because their imagination is against nature. Everything that is not according to the will or word of their God is sin. Sin lies at the door, and its desire is for you, but you should rule over it. This God is evil. First, he tells Eve that Adam must rule over her. Now he's saying that, that Cain should rule over sin. Which sin? He did not commit any sin. You are the one that fabricated that sin and saying he sinned. He did not do well. Show us where Cain did anything wrong. But bringing off, I don't blame him. If he didn't go to bring off, take offering to God, God won't say he didn't do anything well. But please read your Bible, Genesis chapter 4. There's no record of where Cain did anything wrong. You may say, oh, God knows the heart. How? How did God know the heart? Where he said God knows the heart there? They brought offering, that's it. They did not do anything bad. Oh, maybe his motive was wrong. Oh, he didn't say that. He said, if you did well, you'll be accepted. If you don't do well, sin lie at the door, and its desire is for you. Who made sin? Who created sin? God. And he's punishing you for the sin he have inside him because he did not take Cain anything. He did not take Cain, oh, when you farm, make sure you bring me offering. But that's the first time we see offering in the Bible. also sin in the Bible. Angry in the Bible, first time in Genesis chapter 4. All from God. God provoked Cain by his partiality. Cain and Abel, not Adam and Eve, were forced to bring offerings to God. In the Bible, were they instructed to bring offering to God? No. Did God ask them to bring offering there? No. It's a work of fiction, my people. Understand that God never asks you to bring any offering. That's why when you go there, give the offering, they'll say you didn't do well. Oh, you haven't received the miracle because, maybe some unknown sin, unknown sin. That's what is a sin is unknown. You don't know what is sin before God. That's why they say God will judge you. He will judge you both the known and unknown sin. Even the sin you did not commit, God will judge you for that. Wicked God. Wicked God. Trust that God, please, my people. Okay? He said you should rule over it. As what? He don't know anything wrong. And you say you should rule over what? Over vacuum? Over empty space? Verse 8. Now Cain talked with Abel, his brother. And it came to pass, when they were in the field, that Cain rose up against Abel, his brother, and killed him. All thanks to God. God provoked Cain to anger, and he unleashed that anger on his brother because he cannot do that to God. Like those of you that say, oh, black people are killing themselves. Who else will they kill? Black people don't have weapon to kill white people. All the weapon they have is to kill their fellow black people. What else do you expect? They are slaves. Who else will they kill? Who else do you expect Cain to kill? The God that provoked him, where is that God? He ran away. He disappeared. He provoked the guy and ran away. He saw that he was angry. He ran away and left Abel at his mercy. God was watching Cain talk to Abel. God was watching Cain, took Abel to the field. God was watching Cain rose up against Abel, his brother. And God was watching Cain killed Abel, his brother. And you telling me that God care about you, idiot. He will punish me for watching porn. But he cannot protect you from being killed by fleeing herdsmen, robbed by criminals. But he can punish me. Your God will punish me for what I'm saying or doing, but he cannot make your life better than my own. He cannot. You are struggling like everyone else, and you tell me your God loves you. He cares about you. God did not protect Cain, that he respected his own offering from being killed by Abel, he respected his own offering. By being killed by Cain, he rejected his own offering. Don't you see how stupid that God is? Can't you read your Bible and see that it doesn't make sense to worship this God? It's evil God. Verse 9. Then the Lord said to Cain, why is it when this God is needed, he's absent? When he's not needed, that's when he will come. And when he come with evil. God never come with anything that will benefit people. He always come with evil. It's people that do what benefits them. Then the stupid one will say, it is God by God's grace. It is by God whatever. Then the Lord God said to Cain, where is Abel, your brother? Idiot, don't you supposed to know? Are you not the Almighty God, all-knowing God? Where is your brother Abel? Then Cain said to him, I do not know. You're supposed to know better. And am I my brother's keeper? No. Your brother is not your keeper. Oh, let me say something about that. That's another thing that is killing many men in Africa. You are your brother's keeper. Your parents have you to help your own siblings. It's a lie. All of you were born to live your life. If all of you decide to help one another, that's better. But not all that lopsided, one-sided help institution we have in Africa. You are the firstborn. You must work. You must labor to take care of your sibling. It's evil. Stop doing that. I stop it. I'm not laboring for my siblings. One time, even my younger sister said, "Oh, at least take a loan for me." I did not do that. The first time I went from America to Nigeria, I took $10,000 loan from Bank of America. And that's why when people talk today, I say, "See these people. You know what I've done for that family? Because I'm not blowing the trumpet, or I'm not standing saying you must bow before me because I've contributed." But even at that, they say, my younger sister said, I'm supposed to give them 1 million. Then, as if they gave me ₦1. They did not give me a dime. So my only brother that contributed in my coming to America financially was my immediate younger brother. He was then living in Italy. But other than that, my father, my mother, and my other siblings, none of them contributed a farthing, a dime to my coming to America. Did I count it against them? No. Even when I was going through divorce, I still able to make sure I send something to them Easter time, Christmas time, or when there is some problem. I did not come to America before I begin to do something for my family. Go ask them if they will tell you the truth. If not, I don't care. They are living their life, I'm living my life. Period. Then if you don't like it, go find a very good concrete. Hit your head there 7 times, and God will help you. I do not know where he is. Am I my brother's keeper? You are not your brother's keeper. Even some women carrying unnecessary load, when you know they don't respect you, the money you are making, save it for yourself. Because tomorrow, one thing happened, they will put you where they want you to be. They say you are a woman, shut up. You must be under man, whether you like it or not. But you know the current system, if you have your money, they will worship you. They will bow before you. As a woman, you are no longer, especially those of you no longer living in Nigeria or in Africa. You are living in America or in Europe or in Asia where you can make your own money and save it. You have your own bank account, all that. Why are you still looking for a man to submit to? Why are you still looking for somebody to be controlling you, to be ruling over you, following the course of the Bible? And God said to Cain, what have you done? Why is God always asking questions? Because he's ignorant. What have you done? The voice of your brother's blood cries out to me from the ground. That they borrowed that from the people they call pagans. He said, the blood of your brother, the voice of your brother's blood cries out to me from the ground. Oh, from the ground. You watch Cain kill him, but now his blood is crying up to you, crying to you from the ground. People, can you make this make sense? People, think about it. God watched Cain kill Abel. He did not intervene. And now the blood of Cain is calling God from the ground. God could not raise him back to life to show that I accepted his offering. Come on, people, think now. Can you think? Use your brain and think. That idiot of a God did not prevent Cain from killing Abel. Even when the blood of Abel is crying to him, he could not come and say, okay, to show that I am all powerful, come back to life, Cain. The resurrection is a lie. Whether it's in the Old Testament or New Testament, resurrection is a lie. Once somebody is confirmed asleep, you cannot wake that person up again. You can only wake somebody that is not deeply asleep. I work in a hospital. When a patient is heavily medicated, some of them will sleep. Even if you hit them, they are not waking up anything. We use that word. That person has passed out. After some time, when the person will wake up. There is no resurrection power anywhere. God failed to raise Abel. Even when his blood, although you know it's a lie, blood don't cry from any ground. This is why you see they copied this from spirituality. They copied from there. Because our people believe blood cries, blood do this. And if you see what people are doing with blood today, I've been asking that question. Why is it blood is this powerful or that? People, they must sacrifice blood to do something like that. We don't need all those things. All of them started with this useless superstition. That's why I like the way he said this way. He said, fables should be taught as fables, myths as myths, and miracles as poetic fancies. To teach superstitions as truth is a most terrible thing. The child brain accepts and believes them, and only through great pain and perhaps tragedy can she or he be, after years, relieved of them. That is my real history. I was raised with that fable. I was raised with that myth. I was raised with that miracle. Superstition. It took me many years, great pain and tragedy. I have been locked up many times. That's after I got relieved of them. I'm no longer living as a spiritual person. I'm no longer living as a religious person. I'm a free person from everything God. I'm above every God. No God can talk to me. No God can judge me. No God can come to me. God is beneath my sandals or my shoes. They cry, his blood cry out to you. What did you do? The same thing God is still doing today. Is not answering your prayers. You have been crying to God. It's not answering. Dry fasting, wet fasting, partial fasting, all manner of prayers. Yet this God have not answered. Verse 11. So now you are cursed. No. Why are you cursing Cain when you were unable to raise Abel? Share it on your wall. Why are you, God, cursing Cain when you are unable to raise Cain back to life? You are cursing Cain for killing Abel, and Abel is still dead. What type of stupidity is that? Huh? The voice cry out to you instead of you to rescue that voice. No, you are cursing somebody that you cannot kill. Had it been God exist, he would have killed Cain and raised Abel. Since he rejected Abel, Cain and his offering, just kill him. Go with the one you accepted and his offering. That's how it will make sense. But instead of God intervening to help Abel, to bring him back to life, he said, so now you are cursed from the earth, which has opened its mouth to receive your brother's blood from your hand. When you till the ground, it shall no longer yield its strength to you. A fugitive and a vagabond you shall be on the earth. You want me to worship this God? This God that can curse people. I curse that God. Any God you worship and you believe that God can curse anybody or any people, I curse that God because I'm above that God. There is no blessing and curse in nature. Remember, curse is empty word. No one can curse you successfully unless you are a believer in God. Curse from God. Sin from God. Evil from God. Lie from God. Never from nature. Okay. Hey, verse 13. And Cain said to the Lord, my punishment is greater than I can bear. God cannot punish me. Surely you have driven me out from this day, you have driven me out this day from the face of the ground. I shall be hidden from your face. I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond on the earth. And it will happen that anyone who finds me will kill me. Who else will avenge the blood of Abel on Cain? Cain said, anyone who finds me will kill me, not God. The only thing Bible says God did to Cain was to curse him. God don't have power to kill. Do you hear me? That's why Africans have been believing and praying to God to kill their enemies. It's not doing anything. Africans are the more Africans pray, the more they suffer. Prayer makes Africans certify prey to their enemies. Then God said to Cain, therefore, whoever kills Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold. And the Lord set a mark on Cain, lest anyone finding him should kill him. Who will kill Cain? But he said that he set mark on his forehead. Now, that's why we always say. But he did not say where he put the mark. He said the Lord set a mark on Cain. Where? Maybe on his penis or what? Or inside his eyes. Where? In his heart? Is that where God put that mark? God set a mark on Cain, lest anyone finding him should kill him. But if you read the history of this world, people that have been going around killing other people are people of God. Every war is fought in the name of God because God is the man of war. War is not of nature. Without God, we won't be fighting and killing each other. The reason why we are fighting and killing each other today is God. So that's the story of Adam, Eve, Cain, and Abel. Now we're going to talk about the family of Cain. Verse 16. Then Cain went out from the presence of the Lord and dwelt in the land of Nod on the east of Eden, the land where the one God did not create. God is not the creator of this land where Cain went to. It's called the land of Nod, N-O-D, which stands for black people, none of deterioration. We are not one with white people. Adam and Eve are white people. The people that live in the land of Nod on the east of Eden were black people. Africa. This is what he's telling you. That's why Moses have to go to Africa. Jesus have to go to Africa because without Africa, there will be no God. There will be no Jews. There will be no Christians. There will be no Muslims. There will be no all these things you are reading. They copy all these things from African stuff. Cain left the presence of God where Adam and Eve he created were and went to a people that existed before Adam and Eve and God. Africans has been in existence before any God. Mention any God that you know. Africans predate that God. They are older than that God. You don't know how old I am. And Cain knew his wife. Who did Cain marry? Till today, Cain married his sister. It's a lie. Cain left his father and his mother and went to another town, another land. He was not in the land of the Lord. He was not in the land that God created and tell them to till. He had to wait to go to a developed people. People that have brain that works. People that don't know any God. That's the people you will see in Genesis chapter 11 and Judges chapter 18. People that have nothing to do with God and they were living well. He went there. He knew his wife. She conceived and bore Enoch. You see, and they built a city. Adam never built anything. Eve never built anything. God never built anything. Cain went to another people to learn to build. Is there in the Bible? Where did Cain learn to build a city? He learned it from the people living in the land of Nod, where he went to after God rejected him and kicked him out. What else did Cain learn from there and call the name of the city after the name of his son Enoch? To Enoch was born Arad, and Arad begot Mehujael, and Mehujael begot Methuselah, and Methuselah begot Lamech. Then Lamech took for himself 2 wives. Polygamy. That's the first time you hear polygamy in the Bible, or you call it polygyny, because polygamy is a woman having 2 husbands, or and or a man having two wives. It's not only men that engage in polygamy. Women have polyandry, and while men have polygamy. I mean polygyny, sorry. It's polygyny and the polyandry that form polygamy. Polygamy is not only for men, it's also for women. A woman can have multiple husbands in polygamy, and a man can have multiple wives in polygamy. And your God is not against Lamech having two wives. Of course, he chased them away. The name of the one was Ada. Ada is Igbo. Igbo, it means the first daughter. That's Ada. So you see, he went to Africa. I'm telling you, you guys who may say, oh, you don't know, you don't believe it because we're educated. I don't care, but we are waking up. You will see. And the name of the second one was Zillah. Mhm. And Ada bore Jabal. He was the father of those who dwell in tents and have livestock. Here again, verse 21. His brother's name was Juba. He was the father of all those who play the harps and the flute. Remember, these people were born after Cain left God and went to people of science. We don't need spirituality and religion. If you want to fly with science, you should stop swimming with spirituality and religion. They are useless to you and to us all. Cain went to another place to learn how to build, learn how to build things, build a city. The children also began to make instruments for harps and the flute. And as for Zillah, she also bore Tubal Cain, an instructor of every craftsman in bronze and iron, not the gift of God. People never invented anything by the grace of God or by the wisdom of God or by anything of God. Is there in your Bible, Genesis chapter 4. What happened? He said, this man was an instructor of every craftsman in bronze and iron. And the sister of Tubal Cain was Nama. So what did that one invent? No. From beginning, God will hate women. There's no wise woman that believes in God. Any woman that believes in God is a foolish woman. Check it. The men, they tell you the exploit of men. What about woman? No, because a woman is either a tool that men supposed to use to get what they want, or a trophy you give to men after they achieve great things. Women. Verse 23. Then Lamech said to his wife, Ada and Zillah, hear my voice, not hear the voice of God. All of you that married women claiming, oh, you got no, it's the voice of your husband you must be listening to, not the voice of God, not the voice of pastors, not the voice of spiritual people, not the voice of your neighbors, not the voice of your father. If you're a married woman, it is your husband's voice you must listen to, since you believe in marriage. Lamech said to them, wives of Lamech, listen to my speech. So darling, not honey. No, wives of Lamech, listen to my speech. For I have killed a man for wounding me. I have killed a man for wounding me. Even a young man for haunting me, or for hurting me. If Cain shall be avenged sevenfold, then Lamech 77-fold. What did this place will teach you? God was the one that said that if anybody kill Cain, that it will be avenged sevenfold. But Lamech, to show you that man is above God, Lamech said that his own will be 77-fold. God is 7. Lamech is 77. Can't you see that man is above God, even in the Bible? Verse 25. And Adam knew his wife again, that's have sex with his wife again, and she born a son. So for those of you that will say, no, Cain married, they multiplied that and Cain married one of his sisters, it's a lie. Adam did not have any child for Cain to marry. Cain already have children before Adam have another son. It's there in the Bible. They lie to you that you need a spiritual eyes to understand anything in the Bible. No. Reading the Bible will open your eyes. The problem, many people still believe in the Bible because they are not reading the Bible. They believe in the Bible and carrying the Bible, quoting the Bible, but they don't know the content of the Bible. They never study it. That's why I'm doing this Bible study. Tell them that I'm always doing Bible study so they will come. If you see me do it, tag them. I'm not saying tag them for me to make money. No, for them to come, for us to study the Bible together. After Cain have had grandchildren, he built a city. They have invented things, craft and all that. Then Adam knew his wife again, and she bore a son and named him Seth. There's another word for reset. God have to reset his erroneous creation. He created Adam and Eve. Then they have children. Their children kill themselves. Then, okay, let me reset. But another one said, for God has appointed another seed for me instead of Abel, who Cain killed. And as for Seth, to him also a son was born, and he named him Enosh. Then, you see, Cain named his own son Enoch. Now, Seth named his own son Enosh. Then men began to call on the name of the Lord. You mean men began to call on the name of the Lord? Now, how about the offerings of Cain and Abel? Can somebody make me understand why? This is when men began to call on the name of the Lord. So, what was the name they called God here? Cricket. What was the name? You can ask that God because He's alive as you believe. Jeremiah 33:3 says, call to me, I will answer you and show you great and mighty things you don't know. So ask God, what name did they call him here in Genesis chapter 4? Men began to call on the name of the Lord in Genesis chapter 4. Adam never called the name of the Lord. Eve never called the name of the Lord. Cain and Abel never called the name of the Lord. It was at the birth or after Seth was born. That's when men began to call on the name of the Lord. And if you are still calling on the name of the Lord today, I want to tell you, as someone that cares about you, you are stupid. Stop it. Stop calling on the name of any God. God is useless to you and I. God